Bugs.
Welcome back to the Final Podcast, people. We are back in the cut of the Sideline View. Welcome, people. Sorry about the show last week. I was traveling. I was on the road again. I was out on the road again. I got that song from Shrek. So if you ever watch Shrek, you'll see with donkeys. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. But welcome back to the Final Podcast. I am here today with Marshall.
Big up. What's going on?
And a controversial one. The one that's been spewing nonsense online. The one that's been fighting with people in the Twitter fan base on a weekly basis. Robert.
Me?
Yes, bro. You rattle souls for fun and we don't like
it. That can't be me.
It's only three of us. And it ain't me. And it ain't that guy.
It ain't me. I don't know what a Twitter is.
Exactly. So yeah, people, welcome back to the show. There's been no football for us. International break has been international breaking.
Facts.
So
How'd Jamaica do during the international break?
I have no idea. I just went there for the fun. I think we beat St. Vincent 3-0 to qualify for the Gold Cup. So that's the thing we're looking forward to. If I'm being honest.
You get to face against Pochettino's United States of
United States of America. So yeah,
United States of Spursy right now.
You don't say. Yep. Well, let's get into it. Where do you guys want to start? Should we start by Robert saying Lampard is not a classy footballer or something?
You must answer for your crimes.
Yeah, man.
Not this again. Like,
what do you mean? You do this yourself.
Started it, bro.
You do this.
You the one started.
No, I just said that he's a great player. Was an elite goal scorer. I just didn't rate him that much as a footballer. I don't think he was that. He was in the elite echelon of footballers, like.
All right, right there.
No, I'm serious.
No.
The midfielders of his era.
No, but we're not. I'm not having. He was elite. I don't care what he may not be.
Why ask me the question then?
All right, let me let you finish your question.
No, but I just said, if you compare it to midfielders of this era, yes, he's elite. But back then, I mean, you had the Xavi, the Iniestas, the Pirlo, the Kaká, the Zidanes, the Seedorf, and the Yaya.
The Frank Lampards. What do you mean, bro?
I don't think Frank Lampard himself said, Frank Lampard said, this is words. Paul Pogba is a more gifted footballer than I was.
Look how much that Messi said other people was better
than
him. No. It's the same logic. These players that are humble are not going to hype up themselves to that level. Not everyone's a Cristiano Ronaldo level.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with that ego. So you can't necessarily take what they say as gospel.
Why?
Yeah.
Should I just make stuff up then? No, he himself said that he was making a comparison. He said Pogba did not apply himself. He didn't understand what Mourinho was trying to get at. But Pogba was more talented than I was. That's from Frank Lampard. Now, he acknowledges Pogba is being more gifted than he was. Now, imagine what we're going to think Yaya Toure. I thought Yaya Toure was better than Pogba.
Yes, I can give you that, but that's on the eye test and that's on the skill set and that's on the move. But when I said this to you earlier, Frank Lampard is going to win in some categories, and all those other midfielders are going to win in some categories. So the fact that he has a win in one of the most in the stats category,
it's probably the most important stat, goals.
I'm not even gonna get to the importance of it. My point is, I'm not going to get to the stat part of it. That's the first thing people in any history is going to look at. It takes people like us who've seen these other people play to say, you know what? No. Hold up there, buddy. Zidane was clear. Iniesta and them lot were clear because we've seen. So while Frank Lampard will fail on the eye test, I'm feeding into Robert narrative to debunk his narrative. Okay. Understand where I'm coming from? You understand? So for me, when you said to me earlier, no one wanted to be a Frank Lampard, that's a lie.
Yeah,
Me
that's
and a
big,
couple
yeah.
of people want it to be those long range shots, those last
Exactly.
minute goals.
You see how he scores and stuff.
The
You're like, yo,
technical
I want to be able
quality
to
while
shoot like
passing.
that. Mm-hmm.
I said growing up, I didn't hear anybody said I wanted to be Frank
You were
Lampard
probably deaf.
or play
People
for.
out there.
I heard there was a bunch. There was a bunch of people that wanted to be Kaká. They wanted to be Xavi and Iniesta. I have my little brother that named himself after Edgar David.
Yeah,
His
because
name is Edgar, and he wanted us to call him Edgar David because he just rated Edgar David that was his favorite player. I've never heard somebody say Frank Lampard is my favorite player growing up. I wanted to be like, yeah,
see
no,
me,
you.
what
I
I
didn't
do?
know you. I didn't know you growing up, bro. I'm just saying. There was nobody. There was the
Surrounding
Javon,
yourself
there was
around the wrong
Xavi, there
people.
was the Iniestas,
Yeah.
there was the Yaya Toure, there was the DJ Jogbas. I mean, I just didn't see. I just didn't hear. Oh, Frank Lampard, my favorite player. Oh, I want to be a Frank Lampard
Oh, but
when I
Frank
grow
was
up.
so good, though.
Just
No,
didn't.
no. But here's the thing: the era that Frank Lampard was in was a very unique
generational era.
It was a generational era, right?
Insane.
And I'm never going to remove him from his era. I'm saying within his era, it was still world class. That's my. I'm not gonna move him out of his era because in his era, and I'm gonna let Marshall go after me because I want to hear. Where's your card, bro? These are red card and yellow card offenses.
He was a world class goal scorer.
He was a world class passing, knowing when to make runs.
The pass to Ramirez. Do we not remember against Barcelona?
If you have to remember one, it means it was.
I remember multiple.
Like if I give you Xavi or Iniesta, you gotta be like, oh, which one do I pick on? Because you can't remember one.
I don't remember one from Frank. I remember
every pass was world class.
Listen,
no, Frank had multiple.
My point with Frank is, in his era, there were multiple midfielders that were clear of him, but only because of what? Because at that time, the eye test was more important than what it is now.
But that's
I love it. That's the game of beauty. But that doesn't mean that Frank Lampard couldn't play. They were better than him. But you see how Frank Lampard could carry that ball. You're telling me you did. You know what? Marshall, I tag you in, bro. I'm not having this slander from one of our greats.
I understand where you're coming from. I think at the end of the day, it's all a preference thing, like what you enjoy better out of the game, right? Like there are people who enjoy. No, but you can't say he's not world class either, though.
You can't.
There are people who enjoy like the Iniestas and the Xavis of the game. Just like the elegance of being able to pass, the dribbling ability. Like there are some people, myself, that like I love a 6. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrea Pirlo, like that is a wonderful player. You know what I'm saying? But in the same token, like if you do comparisons, Iniesta can't shoot like Frank Lampard.
No,
cannot.
Iniesta can't shoot like Frank Lampard. Iniesta probably can't give you the same amount of tackles and physicalities that Frank Lampard could give you, right? At the same time, also Xavi can't do those things that Frank Lampard could. So if you prefer like the more physical and like long range shooting ability, like I like goals. You know what gets me more excited than dribbling past the player?
Yes.
Goals.
Yes.
So like for me, Frank was a very exciting player to watch. It was very entertaining
because he got goals.
Because he got goals, but that's really important in the game. You have to be a world class player to do it at the level he was doing
in midfield.
In
midfield, Robert.
Maybe
He's Chelsea
in midfield.
What are we talking about?
He was not world class because he was world class. I take that back. He was world class. But as a footballer, like you said, could Iniesta tackle the way he could? The way Frank could? No. Could they?
But one more thing, Robert, though. The one more thing that's impressive about Frank Lampard, I forgot to say this, because you mentioned Kaká. Growing up, I love Kaká. Kaká was one of my favorite players. I still have a poster of him somewhere in my home. I have to hang it up. He was like idolo. Like I idolized the guy. But one thing Kaká didn't have that Frank had was longevity.
Yeah.
Once he went to Real Madrid, Frank was able to do it for a very long time.
you say you call it eye test, you call it or preference, elegance. That's what I'm saying. The way I grew up, people were more natural gift. Okay,
Yeah.
The
it seems
world
like
was like that at the time.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In his time, he was not. I mean, we had natural gifted midfielders. Frank Lampard just wasn't one of them. He was an elite goal scorer. I will give you that. But this thing, he can pass. Everybody could. Everybody could at that time. Like every average with Deco could pass like that.
Oh, Deco was a baller, you know.
Deco was a baller.
Deco was a baller.
Everyone, like what people are looking at these days because there's no plethora of midfield that can pass like that. Back when in those era, everybody was a good passer
But
like that.
Then that brings up the conversation now, because this is a really good conversation. Is this era of football not really footballing? And I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it into terms. But what I'm saying.
This is the thing. Mohamed Salah, world-class player, elite goal scorer. But for me, again, maybe in my circle, I don't hear anybody says, I want to play like Mo Salah. I want to play like Neymar. I want to play like Eden Hazard. I want to play like Lamine Yamal. That you hear. Not Mo Salah, fantastic goal scorer. Footballer, mid.
But answer the question. Y'all are not gonna just no. Answer the question. Do you think that the level of quality in terms of technical ability and skills has fallen off a cliff?
Oh yeah.
That was the question.
Miles off.
No, but I think it's yes and no. I think the gifted players are there, but and this is what I was going to say to Robert, because when you're talking about Lampard and Salah, one thing that they had that no one else had, well, other than Ronaldo, right? That, as far as I can remember, and this is the downfall of Ronaldinho, was the fact that they had the Ronaldinho, all these other players, like the talented players of the past, they had the talent, but the work ethic wasn't there. What made Ronaldo CR7 who he is right now is the fact that he had the talent and he also had the work ethic. When you look at someone like Lampard and you see like he's not the most skilled, dribbly, tiki-taka player, but the fact that he worked so hard and worked on himself to get to himself to that level. Same thing with Mo Salah right now. That motherfucker, he's a beast. He's a beast. He is a beast because he trains and he takes his career very, very, very seriously. And growing up, like when you see that, it makes you believe, like, bro, if I work hard enough, I could do that. And we need more of those in the game now because Leao, we were talking about Leao. None of us on this panel are going to say that Rafael Leao is not a talented player. But what does he lack? And we all know this. Work ethic. Yep. He doesn't work hard on off the ball at all. Mm-hmm. That's why if he were to ever come to Chelsea, we'd be effed. He would. Maresca would absolutely despise the player.
You'd see the steam coming off Maresca's head.
He'll grow hair and lose it again. Like, he'll be so angry. Like it's
that's been my point of all of it. Saying this is Frank Lampard. It's just that when the era he played in, every midfielder was top. Like,
I think a lot of midfielders.
But that's a plus on him, though. But that's a plus on him. That's a plus on him, in my opinion, because he realized that everybody could do the bare minimum to a world class level. What can I do to separate myself?
He's score goals. Yes, he was intelligent.
He was intelligent. Yeah.
I will give him that. He realized I can't do what Iniesta does. Mm-hmm. I can't do the Seedorf elegance. I can't do the Yaya Toure thing. What can I do better than anybody else? I have the stamina. I have the work rate. I can arrive in the box when everybody else is sleeping and just work around and find my way into goal scoring position and just bang goals for fun. And that's what he did. And that's what I'm saying. Elite goal scorer. But as a footballer, now if we compare him, if you bring down Frank Lampard into today's football, into today's game,
clears everybody.
good football,
Clears
like
everybody.
He'd be the Erling Haaland of midfield.
Exactly, great footballer. But in his era, as a footballer, he was not. He was not him.
Okay, so that's the caveat. That's the caveat I was missing.
In his era, it was not him. He was.
No, I can hear that now, because in his era, there were some ballers.
Yeah, there really was.
Bro.
Messi, Ronaldo were on the come up.
Bro.
You had like Robin was still balling now.
Hold
Snyder.
on.
You can go through every nation.
Peel it back and stick to his position, midfielders.
Okay,
yeah, bro. You had the like
Cambiaso
was a player.
Oh, Lord.
Is it considered elite? No. Like I didn't even mention Pirlo.
Yeah.
You know,
but,
he was still balling out, dude.
If someone asks me to draw a footballer that represents their nation and link it with some food, I'm thinking about Andre Pirlo and I'm thinking about wine. You know, the classy. You know, the definition of class on a football pitch was him. It was him, bro.
That's Pinot Noir.
Exactly. If I see him outside, I expect to see him in a full soup, bro. Full Italian soup.
Loki, I'm the ready midfielder, Juninho.
Oh, my father told me about
like this in that era, there were ballers. I'm just saying, Lamps, with all due respect, he just wasn't one of them. Elite goal scorer. He topped all of them in goal scoring. Ball on feet, bro. He wasn't him.
You know, that's kind of hard to argue with.
He was good.
No, he
was.
For
that era,
I came in here to put Robert out.
He wasn't him.
The caveat. No, seriously. The caveat is in his era because I'm from that era. I fell in love with football because of that era.
Me too.
Bro, and the midfield was no joke back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring that Lamps over here in this day, it's him and Modric. And Modric are the top up there.
And he beats Modric.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
Modric
he beats Modric.
Yeah. But what again in that era? I said this somewhere. I said if you take away Frank Lampard goals, he's a Declan Rice.
But he's more mobile than Declan, in my opinion, though.
No, Declan can get around.
He can, but I think no, he's more
He
mobile.
can hit a free kick, can deliver a ball in the box, probably better passer than Declan Rice, but Declan Rice is a better ball carrier.
Definitely better passer.
But he's like that hardworking English midfielder. Tackle, like grinds, will run to brick wall for the team and all that.
The one thing I can't forgive though. The one thing I can't forgive is that you rate Gerrard more than you rate Lampard. Come on now.
I'm not in this one. I am not in this one. Where's my bottle of water?
Just saying, Gerrard was a better footballer than Frank Lampard. Just like I reckon, I think Hazard is a better footballer than Mohamed Salah. I'm not fooled by Mohamed Salah goals. I appreciate Lamp's goals, but just because he scored bunch of goals doesn't make me think.
Yeah, but would you also categorize like better footballer as well? Like take into account the moments when it matters, like those key moments. Gerrard slipped up. The Gerrard slip. Come on, man. Like that's iconic. Like Lampard never did anything like that. Lampard stepped up.
I'm just talking for a 90-minute game on the regular, like who I watch and say, what a
pass. Lampard, what a pass. Yeah, man. Regular I'm watching Frank. I'm watching Chelsea back in the day.
I mean, there's a
I remember this specific moment where I forgot which game, but he hit the first time I'm seeing this pass hit accurately growing up watching the game. It was a pinpoint cross. I think he picked up the ball from left back and he pinged it right over to the winger. The ball fell right on his feet. And at that point, I know this man's a baller. But at the same point, everybody could do it. Everybody could do it.
It wasn't special.
Mm-hmm. Who was your favorite midfielder back in the day? That wasn't necessarily associated to Chelsea in that era.
I mean, Zidane.
No, I was a Kaka fan. No, Kaka.
I was a Kaka fan. Yeah.
Like I had a list of players like the Juninho, like I would watch Juninho. I think he was one of the more underrated players of midfielders of his generation. I mean, not just for his set pieces, free kicks. He could run the game.
I also liked Wesley Schneider a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Wesley Schneider was a baller. I liked anyone that had a rocket on them, to be honest.
An underrated shout, Schweinsteiger.
Yeah, Schweinsteiger was cool.
Schweinsteiger,
he was nice, bro.
See, look,
yeah, Schweinsteiger.
You're thinking about it now. You're thinking,
man.
oh, bro. Bring back. We need to start a petition. Bring back this level of footballers.
Like, like we would sit down and we waiting for a Champions League game because you knew Juventus. You gotta watch Del Piero cook.
Oh, Del Piero!
You gotta watch
Del Piero.
And Milan.
Totti.
You gotta watch.
Del
You gotta
Piero.
watch.
Yo, Totti in his prime was something else.
You go to La Liga. You're watching the Xavi and Iniesta. You're watching Zidane. You're watching Riquelme and Villarreal.
Riquelme, bro.
Oh man,
I saw Riquelme at Boca a lot, bro. I used to watch South American Sudamerica and
I loved watching that. I was that guy, bro. He was a. See, I'm just saying, bro. When we talk about big baller midfielders, I'm just saying. Lamps, I love you, bro. But, well, not based on what you've been saying lately, but I love what you did for the club. But, yeah, no. In that era, with all due respect, we had people, the Riquelmes, people wanted to deliver set piece like Juninho.
Patrick Vieira, bro. Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
And I hate Arsenal, but
people wanted to carry the ball like Kaka, like his Iniesta. All of that, man. Like, I just don't recall an attribute. I mean, people wanted to be Frank.
I wanted to be Frank. No, bro, because I'm serious. When this man would pull up and strike a ball from distance like
it's a goal.
Nobody's business. A goal. It was like, bro, and I'm like, how do you do that?
It's insane. It was insane to see how much he scored. It was like, wow. It's like you knew. Like as soon as the ball came off his foot, it was like that's either hitting the crossbar or it's a goal. Something's happening with that. But with what Javon said before though, like I feel like nowadays with this younger generation, I think the passion's not there anymore. In terms of like, let's think like this is my theory, right? Back then, you didn't have all the like internet and all the video games and all the stuff that you had now. What you did for fun was play football. And so you went on the streets, you played football, you went to the field with your homies, and you played football with your mates and all that stuff. Nowadays, I feel like the kids, they have too many options. They train, and then when they're done training, that's it.
Video games.
Now I'm gonna go home,
bro.
Play Fortnite.
Bro,
I feel like that's missing. That work ethic is missing.
What upsets me in this modern game is the art of long distance accurate shooting. I think it's slowly dying. The rate of which we grew up on it, and Robert, I know you can attest to this. You could shoot from anywhere, bro. It's not get to the. There's no such thing as getting to the final third.
The ACN Rockets, bro.
I feel like
talking about Chelsea, Ronaldo in his CR7, bro, half line with the keeper in position. The keeper's not off his line, right? We're talking about Lamps, Zidsu. We're talking about
bro. To your point, Javon. Though, even like I feel like even free kick goals have been starting to like slowly diminish. It used to be such like a regular thing that you would see World Cup, the Jubilani. Remember, like that was a big thing. The knuckleball, like I remember that was such like a big part of the game, which is a set piece goal. Nowadays, it's rare to see it. It's like a hot commodity. That's why I'm blessed we have Reece James who can still do it.
And he's still not even doing it to a certain extent, to a certain frequency.
Yeah, bro, he's one of the few.
At one point, it was Messi's curler versus Ronaldo's knuckleball.
Yeah.
Growing up, learning to play the sport.
Juninho for me.
Juninho.
Yeah, that's I don't Messi, Ronaldo.
Juninho, he had free kicks.
Juninho, bro. That brother.
Hold on. While we're on the topic of free kicks, we cannot forget my guy, Andre Perler.
Yeah, you saw
Yo,
that?
he will.
He still has it.
He still has it today. He will. He looks. It's like a work of art.
It was beautiful. I was like, oh my god, how old is this man? Can still do this?
And he goes to say, growing up, this was an actual attribute for these players.
Yeah.
They were lethal from anywhere. They get look up, keepers on his line. I'm feeling it today. I'm cracking it, and it's on target.
Even strikers, bro. You had the Thierry Henry.
Hold on.
DDA.
Hold on. We're gonna get to the striker debate. As you guys can, let's take a brief intermission. As you guys can tell, we're just this is one of those episodes where we reminisce, talk about football. We resume. Still on the midfielder, bro. You're telling me? I remember we spoke about the long shots, right? Let's talk about actual dribbling ability. One of the craziest runs I've seen is when I forgot. Was it Kaka against Inter Milan? When he was against when. I remember. Can you imagine if he scored?
You have to be bad for that one.
Yeah, because he didn't score.
You are a disgrace.
I need to put you in a timeout. We're talking about elite level talent. You come with this Kurt Zuma.
You're a disgrace.
Disgracia.
You are a disgrace.
No, Kaká has a lot of those, though. Kaká has a lot of those moments.
I don't remember the match, but the first time I laid eyes on Kaká, this man picked up the ball and he walked through the entirety of the midfield, carried the ball to the final turn and slotted home like it was nobody's business. On the ball, he was something else. When I would see Kaká dribble, I would actually think it's magic. And it's disappearing from the sport. Robert, what was your favorite dribble from one of the midfielders back in the day?
Oh, from the midfielder? That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
I remember memories from way back.
Remember World Cup 2006, Zidane, France versus Brazil?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's not. There's not just one dribble.
Yeah,
this guy was just getting the ball and
he was dominating.
Oh God. Like he would go past one player, two player, let the ball off, receive it again, go past one. He was that game right there. Mm-hmm. That is, in my opinion, the best midfield performance I've seen. You know, whether from deep or from a number 10. That Zidane performance in that Brazil versus France 2006. They were the underdog, and he came in and said, "Bro, you got Ronaldo, you got Ronaldinho, you got Roberto Carlos, you got Kaká, you got whoever. Who France got? They got Zidane.
They got Zidane.
That's all you need. They got Zizou. That's all you need." And he cooked everybody.
Marshall, what was yours?
I can't really remember because I remember back in the day, I used to not look for that. I was always looking for the goals, but off the top of my head, I don't even know if he even scored from this. It was in the World Cup. It was Netherlands and Spain, and I remember Robin made a run. Like Arjen Robben made a run, and he spun Puyol on the ground when he was on his knees. Did he score? I don't remember if he scored from that, but I remember seeing that. I was like, what in the world did I just watch? Oh my God. That was like a generational like dribble that I remember. I can't remember too many though. I think maybe Ronaldinho had one at Barcelona.
Ronaldinho has like 50.
He has like 50, bro.
No, we're getting on to wingers now. My favorite dribble, and I hate Barcelona with a passion, but my favorite one. Ronaldinho picks up the ball. He's going rainbow flick, rainbow flick. You coming back again? I take another one. 3 on the chop.
Yeah,
I was losing my
Nothing
mind,
could stop him.
And then, and I think at the end he megged someone else and just went away. I think he received that, and he had another one where he received a standing ovation at the Santiago Bernabeu. And people want to tell me Ronaldinho was a fraud. Oh Lord, bro.
Well, whoever even I wouldn't say something like that. But
no, if he had Frank Lampard levels of worth ethic, his career would have lasted a lot longer. It's unfortunate it didn't last as much.
This is where I don't want to say I disagree.
No, I fully disagree. Because guess what? His playfulness affected his game.
Yeah. Like
it was in him. If anything changed, we probably wouldn't have got.
Yeah, if he didn't enjoy his personal life, he wouldn't enjoy this.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
You know, Ed Hazard, when he was at Chelsea, off season and summertime, he goes in Madrid time with him. Goes to Madrid now, he start taking it seriously. Not the same player. Like your body does not like.
That's
hey,
true.
I'm used to playing into shape. I'm not used to being in shape all summer long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everything is out of sync. And so you have, I don't think if you take away that joy, the fun, the dancing, the samba dancing in the nightclub at the night, like, and then he gonna come into the next day, ball out, and then go that samba on. But if you just want to train, play, eat nutrition, vegetables, and and chicken breasts every single day, he's not gonna have fun anymore. Like,
no, I understand.
And multiple people from that era would do that. And even the era before, look at Maradona, look at Stephen Nicol, look at all of these greats. They will tell you their stories.
For those old guys, like, football was a reflection of your personal. Like, football is just another avenue that I have fun through to reflect the way I have fun with. Like, you have the Frank Lampard is probably family man, very serious, didn't do any nonsense, and so his football reflected that. The Ronaldinho, he was a fun guy, going out dancing, so his football reflected that. The R9 probably likes to eat likes to eat a little bit, so and so that's just that era. These days is, you gotta have a nutritionist, you're gonna have a personal
trainer. Everybody is just we're still reminiscing back in the day. I'm not ready to get sad again to this level of football. Come on, boys. Let's move on to wingers. My favorite winger back in the day was Ronaldinho was one, Schneider was one, but Iron Robin. Iron Robin. You know why?
Why?
Because you knew what he was going to do, but you just could not stop it.
Yeah.
You knew what was coming. You're not going to be able to... He would look at you. And another thing too, when he dribbles, he's always... Not always, but oftentimes he's smiling. Shout out to Ribéry as well, because Ribéry was cold.
Ribéry was cold, brother.
Oh, yeah, Ribéry was
cold.
He's not wrong, though. I said the same thing. Man, this guy's ugly as hell, but he's a good player.
Ugly. It was cute. Every damn week.
That was part of the tactic.
Oh, boy.
Big up Ribéry.
Big up Ribéry. Shout out to Ribéry. Come on the podcast.
Hey,
hold on. Before we continue, special shout out to Philip Lahm. Was a really great midfielder. And I liked him. Shout out to Philip Lahm.
Yeah.
This man said, okay, let me get back here. Who was wingers that you guys idolized back in the day?
I mean, it's so hard to not say Ronaldo. CR7.
Yes, I love the OG CR7. Oh, Lord.
Till this day, I still debate with people, and I say CR7 at United is better, in my opinion, than the CR7 you saw at Real Madrid.
No.
I don't care.
You know why?
He is. Yeah. Screw the goals. I don't care. The fact that he had that ability to... He was untouchable.
He was.
Unless you were up against Ashley Cole. But he was untouchable.
Ricardo Charisma. Shout out to Charisma.
Charisma.
He could ball. He was skillful.
Yeah. But not even... But it was like...
How could I forget? Rivaldo. Rabino.
Yeah.
Rabino was cold.
Yeah.
Short stint. What was
CR7,
cold?
though, like, he was doing it at the World Cup level as well. Like, I remember that first World Cup I saw him in 2006, where Portugal, I think, got 4th place. Like, the team he was surrounded, we had a Luis Figo that was on his way out the door, and you just see Ronaldo. What?
Baller.
Luis Figo was a baller.
Yeah,
Luis Figo was a baller.
Yeah, Pauleta as well. Pauleta was there.
Munichi. There was a few other players in there too. Like, they had some good players, but like, Ronaldo was the standout player.
Yeah, man. CR7 was him, bro.
He was him. I remember back in the days when you used to be able to like burn CDs and like, actually record. I told my dad, like, yo, record every Ronaldo game. I want to see that. I didn't watch it over.
I think back then it was CR17 or something like that. He was wearing number 17.
Yeah, he was wearing 17 too. Yeah.
As always, I'm gonna be controversial here.
Uh-oh.
No. I think you see, there's Ronaldo to me was not. Again, I'm gonna use this phrase: a pure football. It seems like everything that he.
Yeah, man. We're not. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We're not having that. I'm muting him. We're not having that today. I'm muting him. We are
enough.
No. Where's your cards, bro? Where's your cards, bro?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing, bro?
I'm a referee. He said the disrespect on Ronaldo is crazy.
No, I'm not having that. What? You know what? Let me let him finish. Please finish.
Oh
yeah.
No, I'm just saying. To me, you see, like when you're watching football, you go, to the park and play with your mates, and you'll be trying out a new move. You rehearse it until you get it right. But it just doesn't quite look natural. That was Ronaldo for me. Like, when a Neymar will put a move, just like it's smooth, it's natural. Ronaldinho, it's smooth, it's natural. Ronaldo, it seems like he worked at that during the week in training. He pulled it off, and he came through. It came off. It wasn't. It wasn't like. It wasn't smooth what he was doing. It was just. He worked on it, and he got it on.
Didn't he actually? He literally invented a move, the Ronaldo chop.
Can I take this one? Can I take this?
Go for
this one. Listen, I don't know if you purposely came here on violence or what, but we're not having it. We're not having it, right? See, you see that? This is. I'm going to rattle some souls. You know what? You see that face? Robert is making right now. This is him. Listen. We're not having it. See the live matches, bro. We're not having it today. We're not having that here today, bro. The original CR7, Ballon d'Or winning CR7. That's a world.
That was naturally gifted.
He was
Ronaldo that was original. R9. And when he do step over.
When it comes out to skills, I hate this debate because I love both of them. But you see, R9, that was natural, bro.
Yeah.
When you see a striker running in on goal, and then the first thing he does is what? This is me doing the purpose, by the way. What? Bro, and you see the keeper do this?
He's doing step overs in motion. Like the body's going like the CR7 step overs are like papa. And the R9 is like even the body movement, the hip is moving, and it just looks way more natural.
So you're talking about Robert, you're critiquing aesthetics. I don't care
when you get to that stage, it's you get to be a little more,
because they're all at the same. I get what you're saying. They're all at the world class level, so you have
to. But you have to make those little distinctions. Like for me, when you watch R9, running at pace and doing step overs and going past the defender 1, 2, and do the little Nike little thing right there, bro. It's
elastico. It's called elastico,
bro. It's so effortless. Like I remember him even when he was old in 2006 doing it against Ghana. Like he goes through, the goalkeeper comes, he gives the goalkeeper a 1, and the goalkeeper is gone. 1, 2, he's gone. Like even who was it? Is it Vieira or Thuram for French 2006, French 98 finals? And so we rehearse. We know that Ronaldo does 1, 2, 3, and then goes. And and Thuram came and said, "We tried in the game. We know he's gonna do 3. Whichever foot he landed, he's gonna go the opposite way." But we still couldn't stop him. And he wasn't even 100%.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I'm talking about. I cannot touch this debate, so I'm going to talk about the original topic, and then we'll talk about Ronaldo when we get to the striker department. When it comes down to wingers, bro, the reason why I rate Ronaldo over Messi is naturally gifted. This is me. This is that debate, and I don't have because
can I mute
I don't
him?
care.
Can I mute you?
No. Can I say my piece in peace, please?
No, mute yourself first. And then we'll give you permission to come back after that blasphemous statement you just made.
Robert, I ain't gonna lie. Up until the World Cup that just happened, I agree with Javon.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Up until the World Cup.
No. You know what I realized?
You guys are a disgrace.
No. What I realized and how I view football, there's no wrong or right answer. It's a preference.
No, there is. You just don't want to get there.
No. Stylistically, I prefer a Ronaldo in his prime. Because you know what? You're talking about stepovers, the Ronaldo chops, the elasticos, the flicks, the tricks, the entertainment, the spectacle, the magician, that type of magic by going past players. The effort it does to dribble like that and to do it effortlessly is different than how Messi gets by people. Messi picks up the ball. He's just gonna wiggle by you. He's just gonna go. He's either gonna dribble, you come, get Meg, and he goes. Keeps going. It's two different levels of dribbling, two different types of dribbling. I prefer the Ronaldo type of dribble because I like to see the flicks, the tricks, flicking around, flicking over your head, the Meg, all of that. Because for me,
I like flair.
I like the flair. That's why I said when it comes on to this, it's your preference. They're both gonna get by you, but which one do you prefer? That's what I mean. No, when you're talking about different attributes, and I'm not touching the Messi Ronaldo debate, babe.
My ears. I cannot.
I prefer CR7. Long distance shot,
this is crazy.
Free kick, knuckleball. He had everything in his locker as a winger for me, and I appreciate him, especially when he went to Madrid and he actually became a winger, not a left midfielder, but a winger with the front three. Amazing footballer, the GOAT in my opinion.
The only thing that Ronaldo has over Messi is that he's taller, more muscular, and got a better six-pack. That's all.
Here we go.
Bro,
I'm not having a Messi Ronaldo debate. I'm just telling you why I prefer Ronaldo
over Messi. The moment you said that, you invited Messi versus Ronaldo debate.
No, because he's Marshall. I'm gonna go to you. I'm not doing this. Why is Ronaldo your favorite winger? Because Messi's a winger, so people are gonna want to know. Why is Ronaldo your favorite winger?
Again, for me, it's building off of what you said, because I agree with everything. For me, it was all the flair and the tricks and like just entertaining to watch. He also did it in the Premier League, and he was scoring long range goals, like fantastic goals. Which, don't get me wrong, Messi did too. Obviously, Messi did too, but like I just, for me, it wasn't as fun watching Messi as it was Ronaldo. Plus, I'm South American, Argentina, competitors. You know, there was a bias.
You know what it is?
There was a bias there.
You know what it is? Watching Messi was like, it was a whoa moment. So like when he gets by people, it's like, whoa, oh, whoa. You really Robert, can't touch him. Versus Ronaldo, this is amazing.
Yeah. And Robert, going off of what I said too, part of the reason why I liked Ronaldo up more than Messi up until the World Cup is because in South America, and I believe this, I always thought that Messi, the Argentinian jersey always weighed heavy on him. He would never perform when it came to his country. He would not step. He would pull a Gerrard pretty much. He wasn't stepping up to the plate. He couldn't do it in the most important times. So that's why for me, I preferred Ronaldo more than
Messi. See, here's the thing on that now, Marshall. I wouldn't say that because 9 times out of 10 his teammates let him down in the World Cup. Yeah, you see people. I'm not biased. I just prefer certain things.
It was just Copa America too.
His teammates, bro. He can't do it by himself. It's a team sport.
Ronaldo won a Euros with his teammates.
Yes, because his teammates didn't let him. Edu. A lot of people don't know it was a black Portuguese that scored the winning goal in the final because Ronaldo got injured. Edu. If it wasn't for Edu, Portugal would have probably not won. Ronaldo was injured in the Euros final, so his teammate helped him. What I'm saying is, What you're complaining about was not necessarily Messi's fault. His teammates let him know. Higuain, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Messi fan. If
Argentina still had ballers back then, though.
Not in the world. Higuain! Robert, I'm going to let you defend you. I'm not defending Messi, but Robert knows.
I'm not going to defend Messi.
Go ahead.
I'm going to defend that point that Marshall just made because it's a disgrace.
This red card. Give yourself a yellow card, bro. Give yourself a yellow card.
The only thing that you boys have said today is...
Since you both agree on that, I'll just give myself...
Messi, in this Messi debate, it's just a shame. But...
Messi. But I prefer Ronaldo.
You cannot watch football and say that Ronaldo is a better player than Messi.
Did I say he was a better player? I told you what I prefer.
You say, he was because okay, fine, that's your preference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been trying to say.
But objectively, Messi is just a better player. In every shape or form, better passer. To me, more effortless dribbler. Free kicks are crazy, amazing. Like his vision, his running of the game. It's like Ronaldo depends on being fed. Messi can run his own game, but by either being the playmaker or affecting the game and people playing him in.
The latter version of Ronaldo, depending.
I'm just that's most Messi. Messi for his entire career, it does not depend on anyone. Do I play with Iniesta? Cool. Do I not play with Iniesta? Cool too. I'm still gonna ball out. And that is
Ronaldo did that too. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Ronaldo depends on being fed. Like if Benzema doesn't feed him
the latter version of Ronaldo. Early stages Ronaldo did it by himself.
No, for the last 10, 15 years, Ronaldo depends on being fed the ball.
Like Ronaldo is almost 40, so the last 10 years, after 30? What are we talking about?
No, 10, 15 years. Like most of the time when he was in Madrid, he was being fed.
First couple seasons was him. Even the 17, 18 season. My favorite. What was my favorite version of Ronaldo? I think it was the middle of when they did the three-peat for that three-peat at the Champions League was crazy, man. I did that. I didn't know a club or a one man could do that, bro. But I think it was.
Was Ronaldo go for the three-peat?
Of course. Him, Bale, and Benzema. They three-peated the UCL. All three of them up front. What are you talking about? And Isco and Asensio played a part. Yeah, but no man. I think it was a 15, 16 or the 16, 17 season where he started off the season slow. I remember the narrative in my head. Started off the season slow. Everyone is finished. Messi's ahead in the UCL. Messi's ahead in La Liga. And then he just kicks it into beast mode. He takes over. Hat-trick. I remember this vividly. Hat-trick against Atletico. Hat-trick against Bayern. Plays Atletico again. Hat-trick. He went on a hat-trick runner for him, and I'm like, I've never seen this a day in my life.
He was bullying Atletico. He's bullying Atletico for his entire career.
He was bullying prime Bayern Munich, bro.
He was bullying.
This is abuse at this point.
Yeah.
But I think for me, with wingers, I can't go past Ronaldinho. It's difficult. That's like
it's not even a debate.
Ronaldinho was the guy that I would watch the night before, memorize the move, and then go try to school the following day. Like it was like I'm gonna watch a YouTube the following day. Like I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna see the move, roll a piece of paper, try it on the floor, and then I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm gonna try it with an actual ball tomorrow when I get to school, and on recess or something. That guy was just different level. His elasticos, his ball carrying, his the little chop.
Yeah, you know that
little chop.
He had a little chop. To this day, I can't figure out how.
Bro, that is my game. That is my game. That was my game. Ever since I learned that, bro, I'm unstoppable. when I chop you, brother, you get chopped. When I chop you stay chopped. You stay. I play with younger kids, but when I chop them, brothers, you gone.
That's it. They got.
Yeah, they chop
you remember this little movie he had where he would dribble with the ball, and it's like the ball levitated when he jumped over the player. It's like he did that little move and the ball just And he always just go slightly over the player when he carried it. Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that brother was cool.
Insane what he would do, man.
I ain't even gonna lie. That brother was.
One player I imitated, Robinho. For me, he had the perfect stepovers.
No, R9 stepovers are
Robinho stepovers were cool.
R9 stepovers are defeated.
And we're forgetting one very skillful player, JJ Okocha.
Oh, JJ.
Man, he was serious, bro. He was
Big JJ.
First black man to see move, so. First black man to see move like that in that era. I'm not even gonna lie.
JJ was a baller, man. JJ
was a baller. All right, moving on to strikers.
R9. You're not gonna quit. You can dance, you can go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right. R9.
Can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you, Robert, but because you picked R9, I'm gonna go with someone from left field. Zlatan, and it's not necessarily because of his ability, but how he carried himself.
Zlatan
the way he spoke, bro.
There was a lot of really good strikers back then.
When I watch football, back then football was pure entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
People weren't so much addicted to stats. It was pure, and the way Zlatan carried himself, cold striker. He would speak about it. Speak about himself in the third person. Second person, third person, fourth, at the 10th person at times. So Zlatan was I was a fan favorite of. Also Thierry Henry. Hate Arsenal, but he was cool.
Yeah. I unfortunately I didn't have the chance to grow up watching R9, so it's hard for me to say R9, but I do respect R9, obviously. Listen, I respect R9. I'm never gonna say
you missed
if
out.
I have to have a debate best striker in the world and they say R9, I was like, I can't.
Yeah. If you debate, I'm gonna show up myself.
Yeah.
Not debate.
But for me, like
his link-up play was also so
damn, because there's a handful that I've seen that really, really impressed me. Like off the top of my head, Miroslav Klose.
Mm-hmm. Klose.
He was a baller. Another one that I liked a lot that you guys might not like this answer. Robert Van Persie, man.
RVP.
I love Flying Dutchman himself.
The elegance that he had when he scored. You remember the goal, the
actual Flying Dutchman goal that gave him.
Yeah.
And it was like
the headed goal. I was like, oh my God, what did I just witness? Yeah. He had a phenomenal goal. Just goals in general. I remember Adebayor was a baller too. Like, it was just not forget Adebayor, Tevez. Bro, Adebayor for Arsenal cooked.
Can't believe you guys are forgetting this man, David Villa, bro.
David Villa. You know what? David Villa. Wait, hold on. David Villa now would be world class, but back then, I don't think he was ever.
No, he was good, bro. He was good. He was a good striker.
He was good, but he wasn't world class.
Talk about strikers.
This guy, bro.
I'm gonna move on. We got Prime Fernando Torres. He was a problem.
Fernando Torres was cold too.
One striker that
Drogba, obviously.
One striker that every time I watched him, didn't have the greatest technique, didn't have the greatest, but this brother in the box was a menace. And then his celebration, people Inzaghi.
Mm-hmm.
People Inzaghi. Oh man, that guy. He would just be there lazily, and the next thing you know,
he's a goal.
Next thing you know, he's a goal out of nowhere, and then the way he runs, he's gonna run, and I just loved watching him. Like people Inzaghi. No, he was.
I'm going to name.
Grew up for number 9.
I'm going to name a center forward. Adriano, of course.
Ooh.
You're just gonna Adriano. We're not gonna forget him. But this might not be a fan favorite, and this may not be anyone of you guys' favorite. But I really like Hernan Crespo.
Yeah, Crespo was nice. Crespo was nice.
I loved him. Yeah. I loved him as a striker.
Yeah,
bro.
Don't forget.
I mean, Rooney, Tevez, those guys were relentless.
Yeah.
Don't forget Eto.
Relentless.
Who couldn't forget Eto?
Oh my god! I almost forgot Eto. Eto was cold. Yeah. But if I had to pick a favorite, I mean, it's hard for me to. I mean,
Drogba. Forgot Drogba.
It's hard for me to not say. You know what it is? It's nationalism, and I'm trying to stay away from it. But I did like Claudio Pizarro a lot. Pizarro was a reason I'm a Chelsea fan. Fun fact: Pizarro is a reason I'm a Chelsea fan. If Pizarro didn't do what he did at Bremen and Bayern, and then came to Chelsea and flopped, I wouldn't have been a Chelsea fan. He flopped. I'll be honest. He flopped at Chelsea, but he was a baller. But I think I got to go with DDA. Once I saw DDA, I was like, oh, I understand why Pizarro doesn't play now.
But
I was like, I get it now.
Here's the thing.
He's really good.
And even Didier had those long distance shots.
Yeah.
Raul Gonzalez.
Raul
was a Blanco.
When you see the back of the jersey and you see that 9,
Yeah. No, that brother. Raul.
Brother was cold. That brother.
I mean, it sucks that that he played in the era of R9, so he had to hold bench for it. But Raul, bro, that he was a cold.
At AC Milan, Pato was a striker too.
Yeah, he was good.
Pato was good for AC Milan.
Yeah, he was good, but we also saw how that turned out.
Yeah.
We have 2 more positions to reminisce about before we go.
Okay. It's one of these episodes.
If I say give me the name of a defender that embodies defender back in that day, who would it be? What's the first name that popped in?
Oh, embodies defender, not your favorite defender?
No.
Okay.
Nesta. I was debating Nesta or Maldini. But Nesta's tackles, they're so clean.
I'm a Real Madrid fan. I'm a fan of Real Madrid, but the name I'm about to give is going to...
You can say Puyol?
Yes. If someone... No, Puyol was him, bro.
Was it? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, he was.
No, Puyol was that guy, bro.
Because I think Barcelona fans don't even rate him as like a legend. I could be wrong about that. I feel like Barcelona fans never rated Puyol that highly, but he was a servant of the club for the longest time. He retired as a Barcelona.
He didn't have the greatest. I think he was the on-ball weak link. Everybody is technically.
Yeah, he wasn't technically gifted, but he could defend.
Slow.
Yeah, like he was your like he would have belonged in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That way.
And if you would want him to be a last man, he could tackle.
Yeah.
He could tackle.
Yeah, he could.
He was more physical and combative.
Yeah. I feel like Piqué was
more elegance and on the ball and all that. Tall and
You know who I love too? Pepe in his prime.
Pepe, yeah. But I mean Pepe last season, bro. He was fantastic, bro. For me, this is tough for me. I feel like the one that stood out the most for me in terms of like a defender, Cannavaro was always top. I liked Vidic and Rio Ferdinand a lot.
Yeah,
the pairing of both of them.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, bro, we can't.
Let me get that Gary Cahill. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Cahill. Les Scott.
Les Scott.
Yeah, Les Scott. Everton.
Les Scott
before he went to Man City. Les Scott at Everton was him.
I don't know about that.
Les Scott at Everton was him.
You are here bringing Tarkowski level center backs.
Les Scott was good. What are we talking about, bro? There's a reason he went to Man City from Everton. He was baller.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a hipster, the football hipster.
Yeah, no,
I like Les Scott a lot.
But I mean, I
Maicon was a defender I liked.
Yeah, Maicon.
Yeah.
quality.
That's true.
Like
You
cannot.
Cafu.
Come on, man.
Cafu. You cannot name center backs and defenders in those days unless you start with Syria, because Syria was
back then you had to play there to be a proper defender.
Like you wanna learn how to defend? Yeah.
Bro, that's right. For me, Cannavaro's top, bro.
Maldini and Nesta and Cafu.
Oh my God,
Maldini was him, bro.
Gattuso in front of them.
Oh,
Gattuso. Talk about a long range shot too. Gattuso was a fucking. Oh my God.
He had a cannon, bro.
Dang.
You do not want to be at the end of a Gattuso shot, bro.
Oh, I'm telling you, those back. Yeah, that was proper.
Final position, Robert's favorite position on the pitch.
Goalkeeper.
Oh, this might be controversial.
Julio Cesar. Them Monday.
Oh yeah.
What a keeper.
Cesar was...
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Julio Cesar. You know who I think about every time I think back then for Brazil keepers? You know who I think about?
Dida.
Yeah, you guys remember Dida? Dida was the guy.
The Mbappe before Mbappe. The Mbappe before Mbappe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Mbappe before Mbappe.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Oliver Kahn.
That's a shout.
Yeah.
So no Ter Stegen.
It was
no Buffon.
Bro, he was the undisputed GOAT of his prime. Of his time.
No.
I don't know. This might be a hot take, but I think
Robert Sanchez.
No.
Yeah, man. Him done free night. I
think, bro. I think greatest keeper of all time. This is how I think of him, and my favorite keeper, Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer.
He's been at it for a while, though.
Exactly.
You're muted. You are muted. You said Robert Sanchez. You're done, bro.
You could, because Peter Cech, phenomenal keeper. But Manuel Neuer invented sweeper keeper, pretty much, or made it popular. I'll say that.
And ball playing keeper. Ball playing keeper was him.
Manuel Neuer, bro. You can argue Gigi Buffon. You could, because he did it for a while too. But Manuel Neuer, bro, that guy, the saves he was making in the World Cup when he won it, man, won the World Cup.
He won everything in the sport, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Honorable mention, Real Madrid fan. Honorable mention to Jesus Navas, Casillas, and Navas. You know, Navas was a good keeper. Iker Casillas.
Yeah,
that guy was cool too.
I figure Marshall out. I think Marshall likes longevity more than
he
rates longevity.
I do like longevity. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes,
more than anything, he must be a LeBron James fan or a Michael Jordan. I digress, but the keeper that entertained me wasn't the best, but entertained me, Fabien Barthez.
I know I liked him though. I thought he was good.
He was entertaining. Barthez.
What team did he play in?
He played for Man United. He was the French national team goalkeeper. He played for Man United for a little bit.
His antics in goal kind of made him popular.
See, I remember Van der Sar, but I don't remember. Yeah.
What's that Colombian keeper with the hair that when the ball came in, he did the thing? I forgot his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
I forgot his name.
He was good though.
Yeah.
Shout out to to who I like to call one of the best World Cup goalkeepers I've seen that played for Mexico.
Don't do this.
What?
Don't do this, man.
I'm doing it.
Okay, which one though?
His name is slipping me. Every time he plays for Mexico in the World Cup, he always pulls off some world class save, and you think he's going to kick on from that, but he never.
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the recent one.
Ochoa.
Yeah.
Ochoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I forgot, because Ochoa's been there for so long. I forgot the Mexican keeper before him was actually a bowler too, Osvaldo Sanchez. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you used to be annoying too.
Yeah.
Shout out to the American keepers too. Casey Keller, Tim Howard.
Yeah, shout out to the. Oh, US players, top US players, Clint Dempsey and
Donovan.
Yeah,
London Donovan,
man.
Shout out to them.
Donovan, bro. Shout out to them.
I'm a Dempsey fan.
Not mid players.
You're not talking about it. You're gonna talk about
Hey, man,
mid-players.
come on, man. Come on, bro. Listen, it's better than the team we have now.
Bang average players.
Yeah. What do we have now, then?
What?
What do we have now in terms of players? If that was bang average, what do you think of the team now?
They wouldn't get into Ipswich team.
But they achieve more than what the current US team is achieving.
I mean, that's not the bar.
Yeah. No, they set the standard, and our current US team can't even set that standard. That's the part that's sad.
Yeah, that's
Talk
true.
about work rate.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, I rate work rate and longevity. And those boys back then, right?
Longevity. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Those boys worked hard.
They did. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that
Nowadays-
note, we will be wrapping up on the Finals podcast. I noticed I didn't even get involved in that one. But thank you guys for joining us on the Finals podcast. This has been a reminiscing of the good old times of when football was footballing. Now football is all about stats, tactics.
Next time we talk about Jackson.
And structure. Next time we will talk about Jackson and the debacle after the Spurs game.
KDH.
And then Madueke and Pedronet.
Madueke is back.
Yeah, and Santi.
We went from Cambiaso, Ronaldinho, Lampard to KDH, Jackson, and Nandi.
Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. People, we're gone. I can't do this.
Loyalty Sanchez. Nesta to
All right. Casually FC, Robert, nonsense on Twitter. Peace, people.